Welcome to Samsara Sagas, where timeless stories from ancient Indian wisdom come alive, one tale at a time. Vamana and Bali, the three paces of pride. This legend marks the fifth descent of Lord Vishnu, the Vamana avatar, the first of the Dashavatars to appear in a human-like form, coming at a time when the balance between virtue and ego was shifting the fate of the universe. Long ago, the three worlds were ruled by the Emperor Mahabali. He was no ordinary tyrant. He was a king of immense character, just, noble, and deeply protective of his people. Under his golden reign, the earth flourished so vibrantly that the distinction between heaven and earth began to fade. However, Bali's virtue was shadowed by a growing ambition. He didn't just want to be a great king. He wanted to be known as the greatest provider the universe had ever seen. To solidify his absolute sovereignty, Bali began the Ashwamedha Yajna, a grand sacrificial ritual of unprecedented scale. He declared that no one would leave his gates empty-handed. From across the lands, thousands gathered to witness a king whose generosity knew no bounds. A king who believed he was now powerful enough to give anything to anyone. Into this atmosphere of grandiosity and incense smoke walked a young Brahmin boy, Vamana. He was radiant and tiny, carrying only a wooden umbrella and water pot. As he approached the sacrificial altar, his presence was so luminous that the fire itself seemed to bow. Bali, captivated by the boy's brilliance, rose from his throne. "Ask for anything, little one," the king urged. "Gold, chariots, islands, or entire kingdoms, my treasury is open to you." Vamana's voice was calm, piercing through the noise of the court. "I do not need kingdoms, king. I only ask for 3 paces of land, measured by my own small feet." The court fell silent and then erupted in laughter. Bali felt a sting of pride. Such a small request felt like an insult to his vast wealth. His preceptor Shukracharya, recognizing the divine energy, whispered a frantic warning. "This is Vishnu. He is here to take everything you have. Do not seal this promise." But Bali's word was his bond. "If the Lord of the universe has come to my door as a beggar," Bali declared, "then I am the most fortunate king alive." Following the sacred tradition of a promise, Bali took his ceremonial vessel and poured water onto Vamana's palms, sealing the vow of the 3 paces. The moment the water touched Vamana's hand, the small boy began to expand. He grew past the palace pillars, past the clouds, until his head touched the very edge of the cosmos. In one cosmic stride, his first step covered the entire earth. With his second step, he claimed the entire heaven. The king of the 3 worlds was suddenly a man with nothing. The universe grew quiet as the giant stood before the king. Vamana's voice rumbled like thunder. "The earth and heavens are now mine, Bali. Where shall I place my 3rd step? A vow must be fulfilled. Where is the rest of your land?" Bali looked up at the vastness of the Lord and realized his mistake. He had offered the world, but he had held back his soul. He realized that the land was never his to give. It always belonged to the Creator. Without a moment's hesitation, Bali stepped forward. He knelt on the ground and bowed his head lower than he had ever in his life. "Lord," he whispered, "if the land is yours, then the owner of the land is also yours. Place your 3rd step on my head." As Vamana placed his foot on Bali's head, he pushed the king down into Sutalalok, the most beautiful region of the underworld. But this was not a punishment. To honor a king who had given even himself, the Lord promised to leave the heavens and stand guard at the gates of Bali's new kingdom as his eternal protector. Bali lost his kingdom, but he gained the king of the universe. What can we find in the 3 paces for our lives today? The trap of the eye. We often take great pride in our own goodness. But if our charity or hard work only serves to feed our ego rather than our humility, we are still at odds with the harmony of the world. The lesson of Bali is simple. Goodness is only truly great when it is quiet. True ownership. We are not the owners of our success. We're merely stewards of it. The moment we think, this is mine, we lose the very thing we're holding. We must remember that everything we have is simply on loan from the infinite. Surrendering the source. It's easy to give away what you have, but the ultimate victory is to give away who you are. When Bali offered his head, he stopped being a king and finally became a soul. Your deepest peace is found when you let go of the role you're playing and return to the truth of who you are. This was the legend of Vamana and Bali, a tale from Samsara Sagas, where ancient Indian stories whisper timeless truths to modern souls. While the story ends here, the journey continues within you.